So much for having this get together, and Roy, thank you for acknowledging what my partner Bill and I are doing. And for embracing that if we all work together, we can venture into the blackest night and shine a light on the darkness.
If only you could shine a light on the darkness, you could illuminate my keys.
I'm sorry, Ed. Do you mean that violence in the movies drove you to kill those women?
No. My point is, in reality, it doesn't work the way you expect. When you stab somebody, they're supposed to fall dead. They go, whoa, they fall dead, right?
Right.
In reality, when you stab somebody, they lose blood pressure and they leak to death very slowly. So I was reluctant. I didn't enjoy it. Did you get that on tape? You know, it all really goes back to my perceived inability to communicate socially, sexually. I was scared to death of failing in male-female relationships, even sitting down to talk to a young lady. I wanted to communicate. Ironically enough, that's why I began picking people up. I pick a girl up, and I'm going a little further each time. It's a daring kind of a thing. Like first there wasn't a gun. Then I'm driving along. We go to a vulnerable place where there aren't people watching, but I say, no, I can't.
So you picked up women but didn't kill them?
But then a gun is in the car, and this craving, this awful raging eating feeling is inside me. I would have loved to have just raped them, but not having any experience at all. I could feel it consuming my insides, this fantastic passion.
Fantastic passion.
It's a good phrase, no?
Then what happens?
You know, I'm thinking of writing my own book. I've been trying to get a typewriter. Maybe help me with that.
I'm sure we could pull some strings.
Then it builds the feeling?
And at some point you begin to enjoy the thrill.
Look, when you slit a person's throat, you need to cut it from ear to ear in order to sever the windpipe and the jugular so that they bleed and suffocate at the same time. Otherwise, they'll just be in a great deal of pain. That's how I learned the term ear to ear. Literally what that meant. People think it's just an expression. It's not. It's an instruction. You don't want to. You have to.
So there's no pleasure, Ed?
Sure there is. I just wanted the exaltation over the party. In other words, winning over death. They were dead and I was alive. That was the pleasure. I was the hunter. They were my victims.
So how did you feel after your first kills?
I liked Mary the best. I was lukewarm on Anita.
What was wrong with her?
Nothing in particular. It was more that Mary was really quite struck by her personality and her looks. And there was just almost a reverence there.
Reverence?
Sure. Sometimes afterward I visited there to be near her because I loved her and wanted her.
At the murder site?
I've never been much to look at myself, but I've always gone after the pretty girls. Bet you're the same. You probably can't imagine this, but since I was locked up from age 15 to 21 for the murder of my grandparents, I was very much out of touch with women my own age. When I got back on the street, it was like being on a strange planet. I'd been living with people older than I was for so long, I was like an old fogey.
That must have been jarring.
You know, when I confessed to the police, they drove me through California. We stopped by a diner for some food. Some attractive young ladies walked by the car. I vomited right there and then on the police car in front of all the cops, quite violently. That was just how I reacted to women. I had no other way.
Let me ask you something. Did you ever talk with anyone about this? About your inclinations?
Obviously not the way you're talking to us.
If I could get a word in edgewise, everything would have been different. From the moment I woke up in the morning, she was demeaning and belittling. And she knew all of my buttons because she put them there. I was her toy all my life, right up until the moment I cut off her head with a hunting knife. You know, that night I walked up to her bed. She's laying there reading a paperback, as many thousands of nights before. She says, "Oh, I suppose you're gonna want to wait up all night and talk now." Can you believe that? Wait up all night talking.
Is it true that you put part of her into the garbage disposal?
Her vocal cords.
Why?
because I couldn't shut her up. She wanted to destroy me with words, literally, so I shut her up for good. And now everyone knows it was because of what she did to me, because of the way she treated her son.
Okay, so you get out of the car.
I just walk into the apartment building.
Anyone around?
So I'm home, walking up the stairs to our apartment with a freshly severed head draining about a pint of blood into a duffel bag.
You just got it under your arm, just like that.
Go ahead, take another slice.
Thank you. Then comes this picture postcard, groovy, happy young couple on the stairs. They walk right past me.
Your two worlds are colliding.
My murderous fantasy life, and this. It's a pretty girl, pretty name. Kim or something. Going out on a date with her boyfriend.
And it could just as easily be Kim's head in that bag.
You're playing God.
Exactly. And I realized I've never been on a date in my entire life, ever. And I got in the door and I said to Mom, I've never been on a date with a girl, Mom.
And what did she say?
Thank God. Can you believe that?
What a bitch.
That's when I started burying the heads in the backyard.
Sure.
Right underneath Mom's bedroom window. Their faces looking right up at her window while she was at home. Right under her nose, man. Couldn't help myself.
What the fuck?
I know it's silly, but Mom always liked people to look up to her.
She's great. Smart. I think she actually likes me.
Sounds like we got it made.
Feels good, doesn't it? To fly home having got the bad guy, just like in the movies.
Yeah, it feels good that Dwight's off the street. But Kemper has a way of tempering that.
He makes you sick to your stomach, doesn't he?
Yes.
More than Dwight.
There's nothing behind Kemper's eyes. It's like standing near a black hole. I've been thinking about our conversation with Dr. Carr. We're good at this shit. Even if it turns my stomach. If we're gonna take a back seat to everything new, everything interesting.
Yeah.
If she really thinks the idea is that good, that it has that much potential to change people's lives,
Yeah.
maybe we should invite her down. Just for a day. To strategize.
I think that's a fantastic idea.
At least we could compile what we have so far and create a plan so if we want to talk to Shepard.
So we can be prepared.
It's a long shot.
It's kind of prosaic that it's always the mother. Guys in my high school thought my mom was hot and it always really disgusted me. But then she went through chemo and nobody made jokes about her anymore and it kind of made me sad.
I don't know your mom had cancer.
That's why I'm always asking you to grab my boobs when we're fucking. Make you check for cancerous lumps.
Is that why? I can't let these guys rub off on me. The way they view sex.
And women. If going down on me while I'm filing my nails is your idea of being kinky,
Kinky?
I could impale you with this nail file. And I could be part of your case study.
You would be a very compelling interviewee. Hey, Kenneth, can I ask you something?
Oh, sure. Well, what's on your mind?
I've done a bit of thinking about some of the things that we're teaching. In particular, the list of deviant terminology.
The cuss words.
Right, well, I was thinking more the descriptors of the acts. Fellatio, cunnilingus.
Oh, okay. What exactly is the issue?
Well, that's just it, Ken. I don't have an issue. I really don't know that they are deviant.
Anal violation?
Well, no, not that one.
Have you talked to Bill about this?
Oh, sure. Bill agrees with me.
And you think we should alter the curriculum?
So, you and Dr. Carr go back?
I consulted her on a few cases here and there. We go back a few years. Why do you ask?
Just curious.
No.
No?
You know what I mean.
I didn't mean to imply
I
that-
enjoy being married. Thank you.
I didn't mean... Just Wendy has something. Not sexual. Maybe a little sexual, but her ideas and her energy. I sound like an idiot.
You sound like you have a crush on Teacher.
It's just someone like her embracing this project says something. Don't you think?
I get it. Old man Tench jumps on board, so what? Grumpy old Shepard, who cares? But the foxy professor.
That's not fair. That's her. Dr. Carr,
Agent Ford,
Welcome to Quantico.
thank you.
how was your trip?
It was a little dull, to be honest. I was grading papers, but...
We can stop at the cafeteria for a coffee if you like.
No, I'm fine. I had some this morning.
just this way. So what are you teaching?
I'm teaching a class on the intersection of sociopathy and fame. People like, Andy Warhol, Jim Morrison. Their celebrity becomes the only thing they need to sustain their ego.
Nixon was a sociopath.
Very similar.
How do you get to be president of the United States if you're a sociopath?
The question is, how do you get to be president of the United States if you're not? That's why this work is so vital. It goes so much further than the FBI.
All the way to the White House.
Perhaps, yeah.
Taking it all the right way.